Ah, shit, that was embarrassing. It's been so long since I've done this, I forgot how to fucking properly go live. All right, hang on. Well, since I had to start another stream, let me go ahead and delete the other one. Oh, man. That's all right. I'm pretty sure everything is the same. Uh, Got to do all this over again, but that's all right. Trial and error. This YouTube shit is like muscle memory. If you don't use it, you lose it. So, all right, let me go ahead and delete the other stream since nothing happened in that one. For those of y'all who just joined, I apologize. It's been so long since I've done this live stream YouTube shit. I forgot how to fucking do it. But it's all good. Hey, what's up, Peter? You're gonna love this stream, Peter. So, since I don't have time to sit around and make videos all day, the two videos that I talked about that I was going to make on my page, I'm going to kind of condense both into a single live stream. And the main reason it's going to be a live stream because I really don't have time today to fucking sit and edit videos. And so yeah, we're just going to do this in one take. Technically, this is the second take because I fucked up the other live stream, and oh, here we go. Yeah, let me delete the other live stream since that one was a failed one. Delete it, get rid of it. That one failed. All right, I think everything is in order. Let me make sure my laptop is properly sitting on the cooler so it doesn't abruptly end. All right. Now, before anybody joins the stream and asks, why don't I just debate this guy? It's not going to happen. I thought I already made a video using this thumbnail, but I had it like sat down to use, and apparently I never did. So we're going to use it as the thumbnail here. None of these people are ever going to debate me, especially with what I got to say on the video. So I'm going to open up the stream with a little bit of a story time, and people can feel free to chime in anytime they want. So, the dude in the thumbnail, Ugly Cooner or Ugly Corny or whatever the fuck he calls himself these days, he's going to be an example to all of the guys I've met in real life who are just like this dude who never fucking got it. So, I first made my YouTube channel in middle school. Okay, this was 2007. I made my YouTube channel in middle school, 2007. At the time, I wanted to be a DJ, but I eventually realized that's a stupid career path, right? So fast forward my freshman year, it's still 2007, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's still 2007, my freshman year. My first ever video on YouTube was me and a bunch of other kids beating up a fat guy at gym class. One day I'm going to try to find that video and I'm going to repost it. But that was my first ever video on YouTube. Me and some guys beating up a fat dude at gym class. If anybody's wondering why we beat this guy up, he was an annoyance. He was a pest. And back then, people actually fucking did something when they had a problem with an individual, right? So, you know what I'm saying? I eventually took those videos down because some of the comments were right. You shouldn't just go around beating up people because they annoy you. And plus, it's kind of incrimination, right? We didn't get in trouble for what we did because there was no teacher in the gym class, which shout out to my ninth grade gym teacher because my ninth grade gym teacher ended up being my track coach. Now, we used to see dude in the wrestling room because, you know, he also wrestled in high school like me. He wrestled and then did track like I did. So when I actually got to know dude, we became very cool because we had a lot of similarities. But this was before I ran track. This was before I was on the wrestling team. This was like my first month at the school, and I had befriended some individuals. And we all didn't like this fat guy. I don't even remember his real name because we always called him Fat Guy. So yeah, we beat his ass, and that was my first video on YouTube. I eventually took it down because I didn't want to get suspended. I didn't want to incriminate myself, so I took the video down. And I saved the video somewhere. I just don't remember where. But if I ever find that video, I'm going to upload it. And yeah, so fast forward a couple of years, we go to my 10th. Yeah, because my first Toontown videos were in 2009. So yeah, this would have been 10th grade year, because 7 to 8 was freshman, then 8 to 9 was 10th grade. So 10th grade year, I started uploading those Toontown videos. Now this is important because it was either 10th or 11th grade. That's when I met the Ugly Cooner guy. That's when I met the people, old-time subscribers that subbed to me for the Toontown shit. If any of y'all are still around, this is when I met those people. This is when I met Master Milton, Ugly Cooner, Lefty, Kyle. We were all still in high school. This is when I met these fuckers, 10th, 11th grade, right? This is when my channel started to get popular. I was a kid making these videos. That's why I find it pathetic when people comment on my videos and say, I used to look up to you, man. Somebody's arguing in the hallway. Oh, man. Anyways, that's why I laugh when I get these comments of people, I used to look up to your old videos. Y'all looked up to a fucking kid, man. It's pathetic. All side, right? So I met the Ugly Cooner guy. You know what I'm saying? And I met the chick who I would eventually start dating next year. Not even next year. I would graduate high school by the time I started dating this chick. But this is when I first met her. You know what I'm saying? She had a fake name. She wasn't telling anybody who she really was. She pretended to be Japanese. You know what I'm saying? Just some weirdo shit. And yeah, Peter, this is the same channel since 2007. It has survived many community guideline strikes, many copyright strikes. This channel is one of the OGs of YouTube. This channel was older than a lot of people in high school right now, funny enough. But getting to the points. So I started dating a chick, a Toontown chick, I think the year I graduated high school. It was either the year I graduated high school or it was like a year after I graduated high school. I would need to double check the dates. But this chick at the time was 4 years younger than me. She was a couple years younger than me. And the main reason I'm bringing up the entire Toontown community, the main reason I'm bringing up Ugly Cooner in particular, is because everybody knew. I want to make that perfectly clear. Everybody knew. All these motherfuckers that y'all saw come out 10 years later, listen to the beginning of this stream. My first month in high school, my first video on YouTube was me and a group of kids that I just fucking met. We had a common enemy called the Fat Boy. And they're still arguing in the hallway. Oh man, some things never change. But anyways, we had a common fucking enemy, and we didn't wait 10 years to do something about it. We didn't even wait 10 minutes. Hey, y'all like that guy? No? Let's kick his ass, and we beat the crap out of him. First month in high school. So then, me and Ugly Cooner never got along. I've told the story before. I don't know which video I told it in, but I said something along the lines of, hey, Cooner, when you're getting fucked in the ass, do you push back? And I didn't know the terminology at the time, but I calls the dude a narcissistic injury. Y'all can go ahead and Google real quick what a narcissistic injury is. I gave him a narcissistic injury because I damaged his perception of self, right? At the time, he wasn't out. At the time, he was pretending that he was heterosexual, even though you've never seen him with a girl before, right? But I said that as a joke because I just met the dude and I was trying to break the ice, right? But I didn't know I caused him a narcissistic injury. So he's always had a problem with me and never did anything about it. So fast forward 10 years later, you see this Twitter post, and shout out to You know who you are, right? Because I got eyes everywhere. He sent me this a couple years ago. I never used it because I scrapped the video because I don't know. I think I got distracted with something else and I just never finished the video. So fast forward 10 years later, him and a bunch of other people are like, man, this frizzy dog and pop guy, this Chris guy, he's a groomer, right? We knew him when he was grooming people, but we didn't do anything about it because we didn't really have a problem with it. But because we're narcissists, we have to put on a mask and act like we had a problem with it because these people, man, these motherfuckers, listen to everything I just told you. They knew I was dating the chick way back then. We all knew each other. Nobody had a problem with it. But then they wait 10 years later to suddenly have a problem with it. To you people that say I should debate these people, y'all remember the Chris Sperry dude, the Toontown dude? Y'all probably, I mean, maybe y'all don't because his channel never got popular, but he was one of the first guys I tried to debate, even way back then, and he didn't want to do it because he would always join the Skype calls talking about God and philosophy and opinions. And I'm just like, check this out, bro. Just focus on what is true. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video, man. I made a post right before I went to the gym because I just got back from the gym. You know, the lighting on my camera is bad right now, but my arms grew 2 inches, you know, over the course of a year. You feel me? Getting my muscle back. I already got most of it back. Just got to lean out now. My hair has also gotten longer too. Everything's coming together, and this is a freshly renovated room. This is a new room, man, freshly renovated. Room number 133. Proof we're always being watched. But I made a post explaining that you can play by the rules if you want to, but you're always going to lose to the people who don't play by the rules. Because understand something, guys. This whole morality shit, the people who rule over you, they create rules for you to follow. They don't follow any of the rules that they create for you. So, and speaking of the Chris Sperry guy, he made a video long time. Well, it's a long time ago now, in the grand scheme of things, because this is when I first tried out the corporate class shit. Chris Sperry made a video saying that I don't remember it. No. He made a video saying Toontown has a pedophilia problem. And my response was, the world has a pedophilia problem. Yeah, I think I'm forgetting my own fucking videos, but I think that's what happened. I think I'm the one who made the world has a pedophilia problem. Yeah, because I was responding to the Sperry dude. And again, I tried to debate him and he blocked me. So to y'all fuckers that ask, why don't y'all debate these people? Y'all got to understand something, guys. Narcissistic people are cowards. They don't want direct confrontation. It's funny because shout out to my homegirl Kirby. I talk to her every day, right, about this kind of stuff. Borderlines at some point will confront you, but narcissists, they avoid direct confrontation like the plague. And borderline and narcissism have a lot of overlap, and it's made even more complicated when 40% of diagnosed borderlines also have narcissism. Borderline narcissist. It's some crazy shit. Y'all should look into it. But narcissists, they hide. They don't debate. They hide in the shadows. And they wait. Again, rewatch the beginning of my stream. We did not wait 10 years to deal with Fat Boy. My first month in high school, there was this Fat Boy guy who was annoying everybody, and we did something about it. And that was my first video on YouTube. I'm going to try to find that video again, right? We didn't wait 10 fucking years, right? But the narcissists, right? They call it the narcissistic mask. They'll pretend like they follow these morals when behind closed doors, they're doing the very same things that they're complaining about. This is what you would call projection. This whole thing started because the chick that I dumped, she went into the Toontown community and was telling people that I try to get people on Discord to groom them, when that's kind of what, minus the grooming part, because you can't groom an adult, right? But that's kind of what she did to me. She had a private raid call server, but she was the only one in the server. And then she gave me, I didn't even use raid call. I didn't know what the fuck raid call was at the time, right? You know what I'm saying? Whatever. But that's how you do the game. You see somebody you're interested in, you isolate them so you can speak one-on-one. So she did that part correctly. But she was going around telling people that's what I was doing to people, right? My whole point of this is nature always wins. The Sperry dude, right? He was bitching about me. He was too afraid to say my name directly, but everybody knew who he was talking about. Because at the time, Toontown people gave me shit because there was a dude I knew in real life. He was a senior in high school. He was a year younger than me. So I think I had just graduated. Yeah, this was like 2012, 2013. So I had just graduated. The dude's name was Tavon. And I'm not snitching because in Baltimore, there's a million people named Tavon. My old neighborhood. Those of y'all that want to go to the source, if you asked for a Tavon, they're going to direct you to 20 other people. I don't know what it is with black people naming their kids Tavon, but in my neighborhood alone, in my little block, there were 5 different Tavons. So, and then, because, you know, it's not like this anymore because social media has ruined everything. People don't go outside anymore. But when I was a teenager, you had your block and you had your block friends, right? It was my homeboy John who lived next door, right? Then the boy Gregory who lived across the street from John. And then you had the boy Deontay, who lived behind me. And this was like our little squad. And then as we got older and we started wandering to other blocks, that's how everybody became friends. Now, Baltimore is a chaotic city, but if you're not involved with drug territory, nobody's going to bother you. It's not like California where this block is beefing with this block, so you gotta look everywhere and you gotta catch the right bus to get to high school. Like, it ain't like California. Baltimore, for the most part, despite the fact that we got 300 murders a year, it's pretty fucking cool. Just don't get involved with drug territory. Now, the whole reason I'm mentioning all of this, right? Shit, I actually forgot my train of thought. Oh yeah, the whole reason I'm mentioning all of this, so the Toontown people got angry at me because in real life, the boy Tavon, he was a senior in high school, and he claims, again, I never verified this because I didn't give a fuck. He claimed that he had did something sexual with a chick who was in the 8th grade. We were walking from the basketball court. I suck at fucking basketball. I only went to the basketball court to hang out with people. That was like the hot spot. Then they took the basketball court down. So the new hot spot was the chick Dominique's house. And then they put the basketball court back. I don't know. Baltimore is weird with fucking basketball courts or whatever, right? So we were walking from the basketball court. We were going up to meet some other people, and he's alleging that I don't even remember the bitch's name, which is sad because I've known her since she was like 5 years old. So I should know her name. I've known her for like 20 fucking years, but I don't remember the bitch's name. I don't go around that neighborhood anymore unless I have an Uber passenger. But he alleged that he did something sexual with this chick, and the chick at the time was 4 years younger than him. She was in the 8th grade. He was a senior. Yeah, he was a senior. She was 14. She got held back a couple of times. she wasn't that bright, right? But she was 14. He was 17. And yeah, he claimed they did something sexual. I mentioned that in the Toontown video, the Toontown SJW video, and everybody got angry at me. But the Sperry guy, he said that he knew at least 50. Go watch his video. I don't remember what his video title. No, the video, I said it earlier, Toontown has a pedophilia problem. Type that in YouTube, watch his video. These are his words. He says in the video that he knew at least 50 pedophiles and he didn't do anything about it. Well, he didn't say that part. I'm filling in the blanks for you guys. So the dude is bitching at me for that incident that my friend claimed. But then he says later on in the video that he knew 50 of these motherfuckers and did nothing about it. And then waited 10 years to speak about this. So that story took a while to tell, but here's the coup de grace. Here's something that nobody on the internet wants to directly talk about. Here's something that nobody on the internet wants to directly say. Okay? Nature always wins. It's no coincidence that the only people you see bitching about this are men that don't get chicks. This is important because if you have ever been, and unfortunately, man, you had to be a guy who got chicks when he was young. I had my first kiss when I didn't even have a memory because I was in the house. I was on like a Skype call. I was explaining how I don't like blonde chicks, and then my mom was like, "You're full of shit. You love blonde chicks. You were kissing your blonde cousin when you were 4 years old." And I'm like, "Mom, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about." So you know what my mom did? She fucking they don't even make these anymore. She had like a flasher. A flasher, you like it's not a camera. You like take pictures with it, and then you have to like look in a little tiny hole, and that's where the pictures are. They don't even make these anymore. That's how old I am, guys. But well, no, Larry, I'm mixed. Funny enough, you have my dad's name. My white dad is named Larry, but well, I mean, your whole gimmick is you're Larry the Lobster, but no, I'm mixed. My dad is white. This was one of my white cousins. So my mom was like, "Oh, you're full of shit." And then she pulled out the flasher and then she shows me pictorial evidence of me kissing my blonde-haired, blue-eyed cousin Caitlin. And I'm like, "Oh shit." I got humbled because I thought I didn't like blondes. And then she shows me proof that I like blondes. And now blondes are like the main type of chick I go for now. And this is what I'm trying to say, right? Nature always wins, okay? If you're a guy who's always gotten chicks, if you were 10, 11, 12 years old and all the girls in elementary school, middle school were crushing on you, then you go to 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, and you know half the chicks at school knew who you were. They were gossiping about you. You know what I'm saying? If you got chicks when you were younger, you saw. This is why I tell people to go to the source. If you got chicks as a teenager, as a little kid, you saw with your own fucking eyes the truth. You saw nature in its purest form, in the form of human beings who are doing what they want because they know you're not going to judge them. Okay? I'm 9 years fucking old, man. You know what I'm saying? When they talk about how women mature faster than guys, this is what they really mean. Guys are a little bit slow to develop sexual thoughts, right? I'm 9 years old. I'm at the park. I'm swinging on the swings. These two chicks who were my age, they just show up and they just start sitting on my lap. I didn't know what the fuck was going on, right? I didn't think nothing of it until years later, I realized exactly what they were trying to do. I'm 9 years old, right? I didn't know anything about sexual shit because my mind wasn't thinking about that yet. But 9 years old, right? I just met these chicks. These chicks that be telling you guys, "Oh, I don't know you, so we can't," bullshit. They ain't waiting. When you're that guy, they're not waiting. This includes when you're 9 years fucking old, right? You know what I'm saying? And there was a chick who, when I was 5 years old, I used to always go over her house, you know what I'm saying? Not realizing what was going on. right? And looking back at it now is really kind of sad because the amount of parents who just didn't give a fuck, the amount of parents who were not supervising their kids, mine included, the amount of parents who just let kids wander all around the neighborhood doing whatever the fuck they want, it's really sad to think about now that I really look back at it. But the whole reason I'm saying this to you guys is nature always wins. You can deny reality all you want. You can be one of these guys that plays by the rules, and you'll be the guy who's not succeeding in anything because everybody who's succeeding at what you desire is breaking the rules. So, getting back to the point I was trying to make. So, the only guys that bitch about this are the guys that are on the outside looking in. They didn't get their first girlfriend until they were 20 years old. They didn't get their first kiss until they were 25. They didn't lose their virginity until they were 30. You know what I'm saying? They're dating these bitches that tell them that they're waiting for marriage to do anything. So then you wait for marriage. And then you find out when you do a background check, they were with 50 other guys before you. They lost their virginity at 11, 12 years old, but they told you they were a virgin until they were 25. So the guys that bitch about this are the guys that don't get checks. Because if you've ever been to a public elementary school, public middle school, public high school, hell, even if you were private school, if you were my age and you were going outside and you were interacting with females, if you were that guy, you saw from a young age how women really are. You saw how young they begin to have sexual thoughts, and you saw that if nobody else was looking, they were down. You know what I'm saying? And so a lot of the there's a reason why you don't see too many female pedophile hunters. Because I'm about to start talking about, I've spent a lot of the last 5 minutes talking about guys because this is important, right? Because these guys never got chicks. They never saw when chicks start having sexual thoughts. It begins much younger than people are comfortable with admitting, and it's not even for the reason that you guys think. Unfortunately, when I started making YouTube videos, you had some people that were partnered. I eventually became partnered later on due to my Toontown videos, but when I uploaded the video beating that guy's ass, it wasn't to make any fucking money off YouTube because back then that was a dream. Back then you only had a couple hundred people that were partners, right? It's not like now where everybody is a partner. Everybody can monetize their channel. It wasn't like that back then. So the reason the content back then was better is because there was a lot more unfiltered content because people were uploading videos because they wanted to upload videos. It wasn't a fucking job. This stream will not be monetized because what I just got done explaining over the last 30 minutes is going to instantly get my shit demonetized. It may even get my shit a copyright strike because I'm giving the sauce away. You can't tell people when girls really start having sexual desires on the internet, or they'll take your shit down, or they'll demonetize you. Now, I don't give a fuck. I don't make no money off YouTube. I've made $8 in the last 6 months off YouTube. I don't make no money off YouTube. I don't give a fuck, right? So, but back with the Toontown videos, I made a couple thousand, right? So, but this is what I'm trying to explain to you guys, okay? It's not because of morals. It's not because the people on YouTube, it's not because the people on YouTube are just evil people and they don't want to tell you the truth intention. Well, some of them are. Don't get me wrong. Some of them are. But most of these people is because they want to make money off YouTube. This has become their job. So I'm not angry. I know why people don't speak about this because then they won't make any money. That's not a deterrence for me. So this video may get taken down. But I've just seen so much bullshit. A girl asked me yesterday, right? This is what I mean by projection. A girl asked me yesterday, she's still in high school, and she asked me yesterday, why do so many high school girls follow you? As if you don't know why you're following me. And I'm talking like Instagram follow. I don't mean literally following me, but I've got some crazy stories though. Oh man. Kirby knows my stories because I tell her this shit every day. But I don't know. I may or may not make a playlist where I just tell some of the wild shit that has happened to me. But she asked me, why do so many high school girls follow you on Instagram when she's a high school girl who follows me on Instagram? As if you don't know. So you're not going to hear people talk about this on YouTube because they want to make money off YouTube. This is no longer a dream. Now, the downside to that is I had 5 million total views from my Toontown channel. Out of those 5 million views, once I got partnered with TGN and then later on Creative, once I got my partnership, I made a couple $1,000s off of those millions. Off of those 5 million, off of those 5 million views, like YouTube actually, like when I was looking for a job, YouTube was sustaining me while I was looking for a real job. Now, you can't make a couple thousand off of 5 million views anymore. You'll make a couple hundred off of 5 million views. It's completely different now. They've completely butchered the pay so that you have to work harder, so that you have to abide by more rules to get less money. That's why nobody will speak about this shit. Larry, thanks for being concerned, man, but I'm not concerned. Um, this is why I wanted to speak about natural law in this stream. So it took me 30 minutes to get to the point, but you guys needed to hear everything because now I'm about to get to the point. Nature always wins. Okay. Nobody on YouTube, everybody on YouTube, they talk about the moral reasons why guys shouldn't date younger chicks. They talk about the philosophical reasons why. Give me a second, Mr. Pig. Let me finish this and then I'll read your question. Because if I don't get to the point right now, I'm going to forget what my point is. So give me a second, okay? So the people on YouTube, they talk about the moral reasons you shouldn't date younger chicks. They talk about they're playing the YouTube game. They're saying what the algorithm wants them to say so they can get paid. That's why everybody on YouTube says all this bullshit because it makes them money. Some of them know what the fuck they're saying is false. They don't care. They got bills, they got kids. I get it. And then others actually believe what the fuck they're saying, like those stupid red pill idiots. Shit, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah. So I get it. I get why they don't talk about this. They don't talk about why this happens in the first place. Why do teenage chicks go for adult men, and why do adult men go for teenage chicks? Like, why? What is the origin? What is the cause? What is the source? This is why the title of the stream is called Nature Always Wins. This is why I made that community post saying that my next 2 videos are going to be very controversial and they may get taken down. I'm condensing both of those videos into one because I only got time to make the stream. You have to look at why there is a natural attraction between younger chicks and older men. Why does this happen? What is the natural reason? I tell you guys all the time to go out to the source damn, look at those guns. Yeah, look at that. Getting lean again, guys. Yeah, boy, gained 30 pounds. You feel me? But anyways, enough looking at myself. There's a reason I tell you guys to go to the source. There's a reason I tell you guys to go outside and see this shit with your own eyes. Because in order for something to be true, it has to have a basis in nature. This morality bullshit, there are no morals in nature. You can't go outside and see any living creature operating on morals because morality is a human invented thing, right? Morality comes from the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Knowledge of good and evil. When people quote that, they only quote good and evil. They don't quote the knowledge parts. Human beings don't have a knowledge of good and evil because good and evil doesn't fucking exist in the first place. That's why all of these guys who talk about I'm not going to date certain people because of morals, they're then flabbergasted when they see women dating whoever the fuck they want without any regards to morals because they don't get chicks, so they don't understand. This is why I love women, because women do what they want. Women naturally understand natural law better than men do, at least on the lower levels. Yes, and Mr. Tom Howe, in order for something to be true, it has to have a basis in nature. Now, the problem is these guys are only on the internet, and they're not that guy. If you're that guy and you go outside and you see how many teenage girls are fucking like they'll take pictures. I caught a chick doing this. They'll sneak a picture of you and then they'll put it in the group chat. Who's this guy? Right? Like I got stories for days, man. When you go outside and you see this shit with I was at a track meet a couple of weeks ago, right? One of the girls who follows me on Instagram, she's a senior now, but I think she like skipped a grade or something. So she's like 16, 17, right? She follows me on Instagram. Keep in mind, my Instagram profile does not show that I have long hair. Okay, it doesn't. It still is a picture of me when I cut my hair, right? So if you just look at my Instagram picture, you won't see this. Well, you'll still see this. But you know what the funny thing is? I'm 155 pounds on my Instagram picture. I'm 180 right now. I didn't really have that much muscle in my Instagram picture. I was just lean. But let me get to the point, right? She made because so the food stand is right here and the stairs are like right here, right? The vendors are smart because they know that the people walking up the stairs are going to see the food spot, so they're going to be more enticed to spend money. So bear with me, guys. The food spot is right here. The stairs are right here, right? So the chick that follows me, she's coming up the stairs. I'm going to the food spot. We make direct eye contact, so I know this was on purpose, right? So so I didn't say anything to her because I don't know her, right? Just because you follow each other on Instagram doesn't mean you know the person. So I saw her, she saw me. I didn't say anything because I don't know her, right? So I'm making my way to the food spot. This bitch she elbows the shit out of me, right? She leans into that shit, right? She put her body weight into that, man, because I felt that shit. I'm turned this way, right? I feel a fucking boom, right? I'm like, the fuck? But I know sold it. That's a wrestling term. Because let me give you guys a tip, right? This is something that I had to learn over years, right? When somebody's trying to piss you off, don't sell it. When somebody's trying to antagonize you, don't react. So she elbowed the shit out. I'm talking about she put her body weight into the shit, man. I'm a trained fighter, so I know how to do that myself, right? I know it wasn't no fucking accident. She like leaned, and the thing is, I don't even know what I did. Now, yeah. Oh, it's because you didn't say anything, whatever, right? If that was the reason, cool. I don't really care. But the main reason I'm even telling you guys the story is because when you go to the source, you see with your own eyes, even if you're not that guy. Even if you're not that guy, if you're outside, because how many people are at a track meet? This was Maryland State Champion, and I hate that they started doing this shit. When I was a runner, you could go in and out of the building with impunity. Nobody gave a fuck, right? If you were not a runner, you know what I'm saying? You paid your little $5, $10, whatever. They marked your hand, and you can go in and out of the building with impunity. They started doing this shit to where there's no re-entry. Now, last year, the athletes could go in and out because they had to warm up. So they would be outside warming up, right? And then they would come back in for their race. But this year, they started doing this shit where even the fucking athletes can't re-enter. So you got hundreds of people. And keep in mind, right, when I ran, only top 4 went to states. Only top 4 in your region went to state. And in Maryland, you have 4 regions: 1A, 2A, 3A, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And at regionals, you had the whatever. So only the top 4. So I was in 3A. So at regionals, 3A, 3B, 3C, 3D, they raced each other. Then only top 4 from the shits went to states. And then at states, 3A would I'm getting it all mixed up, but what I'm trying to say is that in the 3A district, which is where I raced, you had 4 divisions of 3, right? And then only the top 4 for those 4 went to state. So you had 16 people. Let's say it was the 1600, the mile. You only had 16 people for 3A running the mile. Now it's like top 7. So you have double the people at the fucking track meet, but the building didn't get any bigger. So you got all these people cramped. It's a fucking mess, man. Anyways, that probably added to why she was already in it. I mean, I don't care. The point I'm trying to make is that when you go outside to the source in nature, you see who people are naturally attracted to. Another chick, she didn't elbow me, right? Another chick who also follows me on Instagram, she actually waved to me, but she saw her friends were watching, so she kind of played it off. So she waves to me, and then she looks at her friends. Oh, hey, guys. She's trying to play it off, right? So you see who these chicks are attracted to when you go to the source, when you go to real life. Now, why does this happen? Okay, I kind of got sidetracked telling the elbow story. Why does this happen? Why are teenage chicks attracted to adult guys? Why are adult guys attracted to teenage chicks? In order for something to be true, it has to have a basis in nature. Now, I gave y'all the natural example as to how you can see this shit with your own eyes, but that doesn't give you the why. It's like, okay, Chris, you go outside, you see who people are attracted to, but why does this happen? Well, now we're going to bring some science. I know you guys hate science. Y'all want to fucking listen to religion and opinions and beliefs. I know, I get it. I know this is the ADHD, ADD, autism, Asperger's, bored. I know, I get it, guys, but just focus for a second. Let me bring some science into this. It's only going to take 2 minutes, I promise. So sit down, shut the fuck up, and focus, okay? Some science is good for you. I gave an example on my Discord. So the healthiest babies are made from the ages of 16 to 25. The healthiest babies are carried by women from the ages of 16 to 25, right? Now, if you reproduce as a female, male numbers are a little bit different. In a second, Jimmy, let me finish my point. I'll answer all your questions. Just give me a second, right? This is important, right? And I have to make this today because I'm not going to have time to make it any other time, right? I'm a busy guy, right? So what happens? Okay, let's use Down syndrome as an example. If you reproduce between the ages of 16 through 25, it's a 0.1% chance base for your child to be born with Down syndrome if we're just looking at this specific statistic. If you reproduce after the age of 25, that goes up to 3%. That's a 300% increase. So think about what the fuck I just said. From 16 to 25, it's a 0.1% chance of your child being born with Down syndrome. If you wait until you're older than 25 as a female, if we're only looking at this specific base, That goes up to 3%. That's a 300% increase, right? Now, I made a video where I talked about this. Modern society is teaching women that they can waste their age, they can waste their youth and fertility, they can chase college degrees, they can wait until they're 30 years old to have children. And then you ever wonder why? And I know I got called a conspiracy theorist for this. The fucking autistic Toontown people, they took what I said, they twisted it. They said I said that the Nazis invented autism. Please use your ears. If you're speaking, you're not listening. Listen carefully to what I'm about to say. Okay? That's just Down syndrome. That's already a 300% increase in your chance to get the shit if you wait until you're 26, 27, 28. If you're a female, if you wait to reproduce. What do you think is happening with other shit like autism, Asperger's, which Asperger's is a spectrum of autism. But for the people that don't know the difference, I'm explaining it, right? Fucking all these other, even narcissism, right? I was making a video about this, but then I scrapped it because I just didn't have time to make it. But even narcissism, there's new data that has came out that says narcissism is not something you're born with. Narcissism is something that is caused by your environments, right? And what happens? So a lot of narcissistic children are children that are neglected. And why are they neglected? Because the women are out fucking work. Nobody's at home watching the children. The beginning of the stream, I told you guys how I was 9 years old and I was running around the neighborhood, right? 9 years fucking old, and the other kids were doing the same shit. Why is that? I lived with my dad and my brother and my grandmother, and when everybody in the house is working, who's watching the fucking child? This is why I say it's an intentional destruction of society. So they teach women to wait until they're 30 to reproduce, and then when they're 30, get a job. So both of the parents are working, nobody's watching the children, right? And unfortunately, this is what children will do. It's more extreme with women. It's more, well, actually, no, it's probably 50-50. Because at some point, nature always wins, right? You can try to fight it, and you can try to say that the laws of nature don't apply to you, but nature always wins. At some point, a child realizes that his parents, because in 2025, there's only one parent now in most households, right? But at some point as a child, you realize your parent has failed you. What happens? You start to look for other adults to look up to teach you shit. And, this is why kids join gangs, because who do gangs recruit? Kids. A lot of gangbangers started when they were 13, 14, 15 years old. Listen, when I was 15, we were all hanging out, right? The boy Rodney had a gun on him. Rodney was 21 years old, but he's been doing that. He was in that lifestyle since he was a teenager, right? So we're hanging out. Rodney is leaning on the chair like this, and his gun, he doesn't have the safety on. His gun falls out and lands in the middle. It lands on the ground, and the barrel was pointing at his balls. So we all start laughing. Damn, Rodney, you about to have no kids. Ah, shit. We were some sadistic little bastards. We were like, damn, Rodney, you're about to have no kids, right? And even back then, right? Because you can make the argument, why were 15-year-olds hanging out with a 21? Because when a child realizes their parents have failed them, they will seek other adults to gain knowledge from. Now, that wasn't the right adult to gain knowledge from, because he almost took his kids away, right? Shout out to Rodney. But this is what I'm saying, man. And then, the Sperry dude, he made a video, and then this is how you can tell the dude doesn't leave the house, because he said in his video that you'll never see kids playing football with adults because the real world, that is not true. We were all playing football with the fucking adults because, listen to me very carefully. If we need 10 people to have a game and there's 8 adults on the field and it's just me and another teenager, I'm going to play football. I'm not going to say, oh, I shouldn't be playing with these adults. No, I'm going to play fucking football. I'm not going to not play football just because I'm worried about what other people are saying about me hanging out with adults. I don't give a fuck. I'm going to play football. And you see this if you go outside, if you go to rec centers, basketball courts, fucking football clubs, basketball clubs. When you go outside, you see in real life, nobody gives a fuck. Okay? But anyways, getting back to my point. So the whole reproduction, so it's layers to this shit, man. Children seek out other adults when they realize that their parents have failed them. This leads them to join gangs. This leads them to do drugs, because who do kids get the? You got all these people on YouTube saying that when they were drug dealers, they didn't sell to kids. Bullshit. Everybody who does drugs, they start when they're fucking kids. They start in middle school, high school. If all these drug dealers are saying they don't sell to kids, how the fuck are kids getting the drugs? Think about what the fuck I just said. You got all these motherfuckers acting like they got morals, acting like they do the right thing, acting like they play by the rules. They don't sell to kids. They don't sell to single mothers. Yet every fucking single mother and most kids are doing drugs. Where are they getting the shit from? If nobody's selling to them, where are they getting the shit from? They're getting it from the adults. But so boom, man. And I think it's intentional, man. I think it's an intentional destruction of society, because there's no coincidence when women understood, and women still understand this, guys. Make no mistake. Women still understand that, and there's been more. I'll give women credit, because some women have come out and they've said, somebody's talking about me. And I'll give women credit, guys, because more women have came out on the internet and they've said the truth. They've said that the second that they've said that after I turned 18, 19, 20, less men hit on me. After I became an adult, less men hit on me. There's only a few of them right now, but, you know, I respect them for telling the truth. More people need to say the truth. Now, women that are intelligent, that understand the game, they go for who they want when they're in their prime, right? They may have some pressure from society, but understand that doesn't stop them. Now, what usually happens, because unfortunately most people don't know anything, this includes the adults. So when I talk about how, you know, kids will start joining gangs and doing drugs, that's more on the guy side of things, right? Men, we meet adults that are bad influences and we get influenced by them. You know what I'm saying? My influences were more along the lines of athletic endeavors. The people who I was letting influence me, they were mostly my track buddies, my track coach, my wrestling coach. I had more positive influencers. So I never got involved in drugs. I used to beat people up because that's what we did. But other than beating people up, my I kind of got a little. I was lucky enough to not be a full product of my environments. Girls, they take a different path. They start doing drugs because of an older guy that they have a crush on, right? If they join a gang, it's because of an older guy they have a crush on. If they start doing sports, it's because of an older guy they have a crush on. And understand something. If a girl thinks that she can make it happen and get away with it, she's going to do what is natural. Women are not restricted by morals like men are. You got to understand that. And this is why I tell people they got to go to the source and see this with their own eyes. Because women naturally know this. They naturally know that they produce the healthiest babies while they're young. And they naturally know that they look the best when they're young. And when they have less bodies when they've been through less abortions, when they've been through less men, they know that they're more stable and that they're more desirable. Okay. Now, here's usually what happens because most people are fucking idiots, including most adults. A chick will go for the first guy she really likes. That won't work out. Cool. She'll go for the second guy she really likes. That won't work out. And then at that point, she's permanently fucked. Because then she gets to the point where it's like, damn, I'm tired of getting heartbroken. I'm tired of these guys fucking me and not staying with me. I'm tired. There's no good men out there. Fuck it. I'm going to just be a whore, right? Hot girl summer. So they'll do that, until they're 20, 25, 30, 35. And then they realize they don't want to be a whore anymore. They actually want to have a family. But by then, now you're a 30-year-old girl. And think about what I just said 10 minutes earlier on in the video. If you reproduce when you're 17 years old, that's a 0.1% chance of your child being born with Down syndrome. If you wait until you're 27, that's a 300% increase. It's now 3%. That's not a small fucking number, guys. Well, I mean, it still is a small number, but that's not a small increase. The reason back in my day you didn't see this many children with autism and Asperger's and Down syndrome and all these fucked up diseases is because the parents of the generations before me, the woman understood the game. The woman understood natural law. They understood. And this is what I'm saying, mischievous. That's just Down syndrome. I didn't get into the statistics for the other shits, right? I didn't get into the statistics for all because why does this happen? Okay. Why does this happen? So Google embryo. Okay. I don't know how to spell that off the top of my head, but Google embryo and go to images. What do you see? When you're inside of your mom's stomach, you're a little tiny human. You ever wonder why babies come out fat? It's because we're sucking all the nutrients out of our mothers. We're eating all that shit. We're eating all that shit, buddy. Our moms are starving because for 9 months we're eating all their fucking food. And then by the time we're conceived, we got these big ass chubby cheeks, these big ass chubby stomachs. We eat like kings while we're inside of our mother's fucking stomachs. So Google embryo and go to images, right? You see that for 9 months, we're basically just little tiny humans. Now, why am I mentioning this? Because it's not a free ride. There's no such thing as a free ride, guys. There's no such thing as a free ride. So when you're inside of your mom's stomach, you're connected to your mother through all sorts of blood vessels, all sorts of veins, all sorts of tubes. So whatever your mom is what you're getting fed. Now, I don't got any milk on me right now, but drink some milk right now. It tastes good, right? Okay. Go drink some expired milk. There's a noticeable difference, right? This is going to sound sexist as a motherfucker, but a 17-year-old who's pregnant, the baby is getting fresh fucking milk. A 30-year-old who's pregnant, the baby is getting stale fucking milk. And you wonder why there's such an exponential increase in mental imparities when old motherfuckers reproduce. This is why. And this is the sad thing, right? I'm 31 and you would never guess it, right? The chick who asked, like, why do so many high school girls follow you? She thought I was 20. She thought I was because I'm aging very well. Or I'm not aging. That's the whole point. So... And it's really sad, honestly, but I can't, but see, that's an opinionated word, man. I can't use that word because it's only natural. So, I mean, you thought I was older because you're probably somebody who doesn't go outside. So, and I'm not saying this to be disrespectful, but people who leave the house, people who actually go outside, they don't think I'm 30. The college, my passengers that hit on me, they all think I'm their age. They all think I'm 20, 21. a girl looked at me funny because I said something along, because she's a passenger. She's not from Towson, though. So I said something along the lines of, yeah, blah, 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 the college kids partying today. And then she was like, college kids? Because she, at that point, realized I'm way older than she is, right? And you got to be 25 to do Uber in Maryland. So, but so yeah, man, part of me feels bad for women because I think about this every day, guys. If I reproduced with anybody I dated before, my life would have been fucked. But because I was born a man, I have time to learn all of this shit. I don't gotta rush. Women, on the other hand, unfortunately, and they know this. This is why if you meet a woman who's already been through a bunch of guys, like it, they know because they know, guys. They know that the best chance they have of getting the man that they want is when they're young. But unfortunately, they don't have the skill points yet, guys. They don't have the skill points. They don't have the experience points. They don't have all the other assets that you only get as you go to the source for years, for decades. They don't have any of this shit. And by the time they do have it, they're too old. By the time they reproduce, by the time they get all this shit, now their child has autism. So no, to the smartass who said it, Mr. Decapitated, no, motherfucker, I never said that the Nazis created autism. Because you have autism, because you have an impaired ability to learn, you heard me say that. What did I say in the video? I think I said, you brought Nazis over and you put them in charge of your medicine and you wonder why autism is so prevalent. That's what I said. Now, an autistic person, because they don't because and it's a serious problem, because autistic people, you need to directly tell them stuff. They don't understand what a hyperbole is. They don't understand what a metaphor is. They don't understand what a simile is. So when you give them, and it's not even really an analogy. I mean, think about what the fuck I just said. Nazis were poisoning people, and then you put them in. Come the fuck, what do you think they're doing to you? It's not that I look younger than I'm supposed to look. I look like how a regular human being is supposed to look. The problem is, you motherfuckers are being born by women who are 40 years old. You motherfuckers are eating all of this poison, all of this shit that's designed to make you age faster, that's designed to destroy your reproductive system, and you wonder why you got all these problems wrong with you. I never said the Nazis invented autism, but you would be fucking delusional to think that if they put poisoners in charge of your medicine, that the goal isn't to poison you in a more subtle way. Jimmy, I have the reason why is because really, I'm gonna be completely honest with you. A lot of the guys that watch my channel, they're in their 20s. So some of them can get it. I'm really hoping that girls see this video because it is very unfortunate. Men already don't have any time to waste. I started learning all of this shit when I was 14 years old. I've been on this path for about 17 years now. If I waited until I was 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, like a lot of you guys, because you guys got to understand what I'm saying is 17 years of going to the fucking source. And I had the luck of being born into an era where there was no internet. When I was in high school, Instagram just started taking off. Facebook, social media just started, but people were going outside. Right? It's not like now where nobody goes outside. It was different. I couldn't imagine waiting until I was 25 in the social media age to start learning this shit. I would have been fucked. But my point is, as a guy, you still have time. It's not much, but you still have time. Women, girls don't have any time. They don't have any time at all. And this is part of why they seek older men to be with, because they know they don't got no fucking time and they know their fathers have failed them. So if you pay careful attention to who teenage girls decide to date when they're in their looking for a relationship phase, I'm talking before they enter their whore phase, when they're still young and innocent and looking for a long term relationship. If you notice, they're all looking for a guy who's older than them who can guide them into the right direction. Unfortunately, some of the guys that they pick are guys that lead them into the wrong direction: prostitution, drug transportation, right? Get them obsessed with sports. And it's unfortunate. A lot of girls now, they waste their youth chasing sports. And then by the time they're older, by the time they're finished getting their college degrees and shit, 24, 25, they learn the hard way that men don't want them. We don't give a fuck about your sports achievements. I know that's ironic because I'm always talking about how I'm going to track meets. Listen, man, for 3 years of my life, I ran track. But hold on. But despite that, if I'm interested in a girl and she tells me she's a state champion, I'm going to tell her that's cool, but I'm not going to care. I'm not going to care about your sports achievements because that doesn't make you a good mother. That doesn't make you a good teacher. That doesn't make you fertile. That doesn't make you able to breed a child that doesn't have something wrong with them. And I really do feel bad for females because they have no time to waste, but I can't feel sad for them because nature always wins. I have to look at it this way. And see, me even thinking about going against the laws of nature is making me cough. This shit is powerful, guys. I got to remain strong and I got to accept what is true. Here's what is true. Even though as a woman, you were born with many disadvantages, nature is unbiased. The universe is unbiased. As a girl, you have to be intelligent enough to know that your best shot of attracting a man who gets it is trying to do so while you're young. And you're going to have to figure out how to get the ability to tell which guys get it. And then you're going to have to figure out how to have the ability to attract the guys that get it. And then you're going to have to figure out how to keep the guys that get it. It's a threefold process. And unlike men, women really don't have any time. That's why when it's done naturally, when it's done correctly, a father is supposed to teach his daughter this stuff. This is why back before society got all fucked up, you would see the fathers, they would choose their daughters' husbands. They would be like, okay, this guy's got a nice steady job. This guy's pretty intelligent. This guy's got a nice future. He's already got 100,000 saved in the bank. Daughter, are you sexually attracted to this man? Well, yeah, he's handsome. Okay, this is who you're going to marry. And then they were getting married when the daughter was a teenager to the guy. And then they would get older, they would have children. The children would come out with nothing wrong with them. And then the cycle continued. If the child was a father, he would learn from their father how to be a father. If the child was a daughter, she would learn from the mother and the father how to both be a mother and how to attract somebody like her father. But there are no fathers anymore. The whole natural system has been disrupted. So now you have a world where you have all these chicks who know that they have to attract an older guy, but they don't know how to do that. And they don't know how to, they don't know how to keep them. So they'll attract an older guy who just wants to fuck them. And now they're left with a body. They do it a second time. It fails. Now they got two bodies, right? Then they become a whore because they give up because there's no father who's filtering out the trash. There's no father to teach them. And it's really sad, but I can't even use that. I mean, sad is a natural emotion, but in this context, it's like, this is just how it is, man. This is just nature. Nature always wins, regardless of your opinion about it. Regardless of your beliefs about it, nature always wins. So, to the dude who asked, why do I keep trying to help people who are hopeless? This is why. Because I'm hoping that at least one person who has a chance to get it, I'm hoping that if this video gets 100 views, I'm hoping at least one person who can get it sees this and it helps them take this path. All right, that took an hour and 11 minutes, but now I can finally start reading and answering the question. So the whole point of this live stream, in addition to what I just said, was twofold. You guys have to understand why people are attracted to what they're attracted to. It's natural. The longer you try to go against what is natural, the stronger it's going to come out when it does eventually come out. This is why you see people get raped. This is why you see people get killed, because they suppress their natural desires long enough to where eventually it blows up into their face and they just can't contain themselves, right? This is why modern society, religion, etc., it all trains you to do what isn't natural. That's why by the time you meet a chick that's 23 years old who suppressed her natural desires for 10 years, that's why she's batshit crazy. And that's why she'll go and raise her children to be batshit crazy as well. It's a cycle. It's an intent. I think the shit is done intentionally. But well, yeah, the daughters that actually know their fathers, yeah, decapitated. Exactly. So the dude who asked me if I could answer his question, let me actually try to find where his question is. Who was the dude that asked that? Was it Jimmy? No, it wasn't Jimmy. Who was it? I think it was Tom Hall. Man, who the fuck was it, man? I don't even. Can somebody retype his question? Oh, no, it was Secret Pig. What does Secret Pig ask? How high up are you in the apartment to see the view? Well, this isn't an apartment, homie. I'm not living in an apartment. So I can't answer that question because it's already wrong. Let's can you accept my Discord request? I need to talk to you about something. Sure. I'll log on Discord right now. I'm logging on Discord right now, Mr. Jimmy. All right, Mr. Jimmy. I've accepted your request, so go ahead and say whatever the fuck you want to say. So reproduction can be an undesirable gotcha game. I don't know what that means. That's another good point, Blue Shark. You have babies being born in the COVID era, so they don't see facial expressions early in development due to mask and staying at home, lacking empathy, which leads to Exactly. I think the shit is intentional. I think it's intentional. I think we're seeing the intentional destruction of modern society so that a rebirth cycle can start. I think this is intentional. Like if people thought the Great Depression was bad, the crash that's about to happen is going to be far worse than that shit ever was. So exactly, Larry. Male P hunters are dudes who. Oh, I forgot. You can't say the P word on YouTube. Oh well, guess this video's getting taken down because I said it like 10 times. Do you believe in gain, stalking, and destroying the narc's victim's reputation? Are you asking that to me, Peter? People are gonna stalk you. It's unavoidable in 2025. It is what it is, man. The thing is, you can control the outcome. You can rig the numbers in your favor. Just stop reproducing with old busted trash. Yeah, modern society is going to, the legal age of consent in most states is 16. If you go for a 16-year-old, modern society is going to judge you because they're going to tell you, oh, you need to date 25-year-old women. You need to date 30-year-old women. You need to date women who have college degrees. You need to date old busted trash so that your child can come out with autism. So, you know, you can rig the numbers in your favor. You just have to be strong enough to go to the source, do what thou wilt, and understand natural law. And as a result of that, if there's any women around who are willing to take that path, you're going to naturally attract them while they still have life in their bodies. Exactly. See, mischievous gets it. You can literally observe the animal kingdom right now. If you observe cats, when do cats reproduce? When they're like 2 years old? How old is that in human years? Come on, man. Now, cats can't be completely compared to humans, but come on, man. No animal is waiting until they're old. None of the female, it's different, right? None of the female animals are waiting until they're old to reproduce. Unfortunately, if you don't neuter a cat male, if you don't neuter a male cat, that motherfucker will make hundreds of babies in its lifespan. Male cats are gigolos, bruh. Mischievous, your third eye is beginning to open. I want you to focus on what your inner voice is telling you, and then I want you to go out to the source and further solidify what your inner voice is decapitated. There's an Ed, Ed, and Eddie episode where they lost track of two rabbits, and then the rabbits. Oh man, Ed, Ed, and Eddie is a goated show. That's the thing, Larry. Like my Instagram, I was just talking to a chick about this yesterday, right? My Instagram doesn't have anything. So, and I be getting stalked at these like the first track meet I went to, nobody knew who the fuck I was, right? The last track meet I went to, all the chicks were looking, right? And the chick I was talking to yesterday, she confirmed what I suspected, that a specific chick has been gossiping. But my Instagram doesn't have anything. So they clearly got my other social medias through my Instagram somehow, man. Like, and that's the thing, right? You guys should be asking yourselves a question, right? If it's natural for old women to go for old men, why are teenage girls spending their free time stalking me, an adult? Think about it, guys. Why aren't they stalking the guys that are their age? Y'all better fucking wake up, man. Yeah. Rolf is goaded. The burden of hospitality is too much for Rolf. I rewatched that scene like 20 times the other day. So I went to the source and I found out this girl thought I was cute. I asked her out over Messenger because I was on a work related trip and she was going to be gone for 2 weeks. She left me on red. Come to find out, she thought it was childish. I didn't ask her out in person. And the one guy at her job was telling her I thought she was cute. So it really depends. First of all, don't listen, Mr. Long. Don't listen to what women tell you, right? Let me teach you a trick. If a woman leaves you on red, she wants you to keep talking to her. If she leaves you on delivered, she doesn't want you to keep talking to her. That's just a little trick. So if you really wanted to make something happen with this chick, after she left you on red the first time, you should have sent a follow-up message. You could have said, "You don't usually ignore me. Did my offer make you uncomfortable?" That's a good way to get a response. Or is you not responding a no? She wanted you to send a follow-up message. The reason she left you on red is because when you didn't ask her out in person, she assumed it's because you have another chick you're talking to. And you asking her out now she's like, okay, he clearly just dumped his girlfriend or they're in a fight and now I'm the second option. So in this situation, what you're doing is you're kind of validating her. So by double messaging her, you're validating her. You're making it look like she's not a second option and that you actually have genuine interest in her and you're not just messaging her because something else didn't work out. So, and this is why I tell you guys to go outside, man. These fools on the internet got you people thinking that leaving you on red means she doesn't like you, that blocking you means she doesn't like you. Listen to me. If a chick blocks you, that means her bro, women don't block guys that they don't like. Guys block women that they don't like. But I get it, man. The internet has y'all thinking that men and women are the same. So they got y'all thinking that a woman is blocking you for the reason that you would block her. No. If a woman isn't interested, she'll give you her number or she'll give you her Instagram or she'll give you her whatever, and she'll just leave you undelivered. She won't even open the message. She won't even follow you back. But even this isn't always true. Because some chicks will have high interest in you and they won't follow you back until later because they got a boyfriend or because their friends are watching, etc. But generally speaking, if a woman doesn't like you, she won't even open your message. If a woman likes you, she'll leave you on red because she wants you to acknowledge that she's acknowledging you, but you've done something to confuse her. So if you really want to date this chick, you can still salvage that situation if you're willing to double message her. If you're willing to try, I mean, you can salvage that, you know? But honestly, fuck all that, man. You just got to go outside more. You got to interact with more women. You got to see how women think because you're interacting with women as if they're guys. And that's skewing your perception of how women actually are, man. So because sometimes it really depends on what you want, right? Sometimes double messaging is the correct move. It really just depends. You didn't tell me the full story, but from what I've gathered, she's probably assuming that you're only talking to her now because she's the side chick. Now, that being said, some women don't mind being the side chick. I let women, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, some do and some don't. But when a woman is interested in you, they assume you got other chicks anyways. So, but I digress. It depends, Peter. You got to tell me the full story, man. But it really depends on what you want, man. I mean, it depends. sometimes double messaging is the correct move, but you gotta, it really depends. If you send the second message and she leaves the second message on red, I just wouldn't even bother, because because at that point now you're entering the territory of, okay, now she's trying to gain control over you. Why is she trying to gain control over you? Does she have some type of personality disorder like narcissism, borderline, right? So it really depends, man. If she leaves you on red once, sometimes the correct move is to double message, right? If she leaves you on red twice, it really just depends, right? I would need to know the full story. And Larry, this is why I warn autistic people that they gotta find a solution for their autism. Google and Wikipedia and all of society will tell them that you can't cure autism. But unfortunately, in order for you to truly get this, if you've got some type of mental disability like autism, you got to cure that first before anything else can make sense. So if men have impossible difficulty, then women have beyond impossible difficulty. People that got something wrong with them, their difficulty is so impossible that you might as well fucking. I mean, I'm not gonna say that, but y'all have it hard, man. That's all I got to say. You know, you're gonna have to go to the source and find your solution. I wouldn't say it completely exterminates it. I mean, shout out to Kirby. I mean, I don't know. Doctors told her that she has autism. Then she went to the source and figured out that she had something else. But I mean, no, fuck that. Shout out to Steve, because Steve, when I first met Steve, Steve had the worst case of autism I ever saw, man. And now, the dude is fucking bitches now. The dude is driving Teslas now. You know what I'm saying? The dude, listen, man, shout out to Steve, man. Steve, I'm not going to put all of his business out there, man, but I mean, men that are autistic, they have a hard time getting. I mean, men in general have a hard time getting chicks, right? Because they don't know what they're doing. But autistic men, even more so. It's common to see autistic men. One of the dudes who tried to say that I was wrong was an autistic narcissist who was a 30-year-old virgin. A 30-year-old virgin trying to give me relation. Okay, right? But Steve, he gets busy, bro. And when I first met him, he had the worst autism you ever saw. But he never complained. I've never, in the 10 years I've known Steve, I've never heard Steve ever complain about what he has. I've never heard him complain. I've never heard him whine, right? On his own, he was like, okay, this is how it is. Let's do this, right? Women who are physically attractive who have autism do fine. I actually just unfollowed a chick a few days ago because I could tell there was something wrong with her. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man? Why did I didn't tell her this, but I'm thinking in my head, why do you look this good and there's something wrong with you? Right? Like, what the fuck? But I think it's on purpose, man. Now they're breeding autistic children to be physically attractive. It's fucked. I was just talking to I was talking to Dan, shout out to Dan and Mason about this a few weeks ago. Children born in this generation have to be stronger than I was when I was 14 to get on the same path, because they've removed a lot of truthful shit from the internet and they really have surrounded your lives with nothing but bullshit now. So you have to be even stronger than I was if you're a teenager now. Damn, look at them guns to take this path. It's almost bigger than my head now. That's what's up. But yeah, other than the one little Toontown troll, I'm surprised there's not more people. Oh, Chris is admitting he's a groomer. I told y'all guys, he's admitting he's a groomer. Speaking of, Speaking of Toontown people, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to give the dude some publicity. There's a reason why that Freeze fellow stopped making videos about me after I found out who he was. That should tell y'all something. And yeah, he knew back then. He knew who I was dating back then. And waited 10 fucking years. That's what I'm saying, man. These people were fucking jokes. I didn't wait 10 years. I met Fat Boy that day. Hey, do y'all like this guy? No, let's kick his ass. And then we kicked his ass. And then I posted it on YouTube. So I'm gonna find that video. I'm gonna repost my first ever video. I just gotta find it again. Honestly, it's not even the attention span, guys, because I have chicks that have been stalking me for years. It's not attention span. It's that they don't know what's true, man. They don't know what's true. And unfortunately, it's a lot harder to find out what is true. You're not going to find it on the internet anymore. That's why I tell people to go to the source. You want a cheat code to finding the truth? Go to the source. Damn, I look fucking good. Look at those shoulders. Look at them biceps, man. I got pumped. Damn, I look fucking good. You know, traps. The Toontown guys don't even know it's possible. They get muscles behind your neck. Look at them traps. Yeah, I got this little tiny head and these big ass muscles. I see why they angry at me, man. I see why they angry that their high school crushes want me and not them. I see why they bitching. But yeah, it's enough looking at myself. Kata, man, you pissed me off. Did your sister reply yet, Kata? Is she avoiding you again? Oh, she can't avoid y'all because y'all live in the same. Y'all live in the same. Y'all rooms are right next to each other. Oh man. Okay, so Jimmy is bluffing. I added Jimmy on Discord and he still hasn't said anything. So I'm closing my Discord now. Jimmy's bluffing. All right, I think yeah, I'm surprised there's not more trolls. I mean, but I blocked a lot of people on my YouTube channel though. I need to block this Ugly Champ guy because Ugly Champ, he just joins and trolls. You know what I'm saying? Dude said, keep in mind the streamer that you know what I want? I want Ugly Corny to see this stream enjoying it. And, you know, I wanna confront Ugly Corner on camera. But that's never gonna happen, man. These guys that gossip about me, they're gonna do it from the shadows. They don't even show how they look. Like Larry, I appreciate you being concerned with me showing my face, but I'm not worried, man. These motherfuckers that don't even show what they look like. How can you listen to a dude who won't even show you what he looks like? Oh man. Ugly Corner, if you or whatever the fuck his name is, Ugly Cooney. If you see the stream, show the world what you look like, buddy. Let's see what you look like, man. Show us if you got visible abs, man. Show us if you be hitting the gym, bro. Tiny ass head with these big ass traps. Let's go. Fuck out of here. And I'm flat too, guys. I haven't eaten yet ever since I got out the gym, right? My food is in the freezer back there. I'm about to warm that up, about to eat that. But yeah, I think this was the right decision because originally I was going to split this into two videos. The first video was going to be why you should always blame the victim, which would have been controversial in itself. And the second video was going to be nature always wins, but I just condensed it into one stream. So and C Long, if you still want this chick, then good luck. Hopefully it works out for you. I can tell you're inexperienced. I'm not telling you to just go fuck a bunch of whores. That's not what I'm telling you to do. But you need to interact with women more, man. That you gotta get to the point where you understand fully that they're a completely separate sex from you, and that their minds and thought process is different. Yeah, I mean, and that's another thing too, Mr. Phoenix. The internet has distorted what narcissism actually is, man. Narcissism is a very serious mental impairity, right? The internet focuses on, oh, they like looking at themselves. That's not what narcissism is. And they get that from the story of the god narcissist, right? The biggest red flag that somebody is a narcissist is that they don't ever admit when they're wrong, and they always seek some form of control over you. I've admitted to fucking being wrong many times on video. But these people that gossip about me, you'll never see them admit that they're wrong, right? One dude, the hairy guy from Pirate 101, he said that I photoshopped my law enforcement certification. It's like, bro, okay, if that's Photoshop, call state police, send me to jail. That's another thing, too. Again, I don't wait 10 years to do, if I got a problem with you, it's getting like, come on, man, I ain't waiting 10 years. Yeah, man. If you meet a chick in real life, now there's some exceptions. There's some exceptions. But generally speaking, if you meet a chick in real life that you like, you gotta strike while it's hot, man. I mean, even on the internet, if you meet a chick on the internet, let's say you meet a chick on Instagram, you find her attractive, she follows you back, you got to make a move immediately. Strike while it's hot. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to say the P word on YouTube without it getting taken down, but you got to strike while it's hot, man. Yeah, narcissism is the most entertaining, borderline is the most annoying to interact with. But yeah, guys, this has been a very productive stream. This stream definitely needed to be done. Hopefully, somebody is saving this stream because I mean, I don't know. I hope YouTube doesn't take this one down. But if it does, hopefully somebody has it saved and they either re-upload it or send it to me so I can re-upload it. You know what I'm saying? This has been a productive stream. I don't know when the next time I'm gonna go live is. I don't know when the next time I'm gonna post a video is. Yeah, do that for me, man. Save this in case YouTube takes it down. But appreciate it, C Long. But but yeah, man, I gotta eat my fucking food before my muscles continue to be flat. And yeah, then I gotta make some money. Gotta head out. So yeah, I'll catch you guys later. I'll catch you guys the next time I make a video or go live or post. And as usual, if anybody has any comments, criticisms, or questions, feel free to leave it in the chat after the stream ends. Catch you guys later.